Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to tonight's live stream action. We're getting down to it, everybody. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. All right. It's a great time to be a fan. NFL a week away. We're down to it. All right. We've already seen the Cowboys cut a couple of players tonight. We're going to talk about my final 53-man roster projection. This is serious. Got this beautiful new cap. Look at that, baby. Look at that silver, the blue, the white, the suede star. Whew, this is serious as ever. All right. So donning the new cap. I love it. I love this hat right here. Shout out to Talkie. He referred me to a website. Got me a new cap. I love it. So yeah, we're gonna get right into it. The Cowboys have already made a couple of cuts. They usually do this every year, no matter the circumstance. They always give a couple of players the boot early. These guys are able to hit the road and stick on somewhere if they want. So it'll be interesting to see where they go. They let go of Adam Redmond. This was a Garrett guy. They really liked him. They kept him around. They did injury waivers to Hyatt and Wyatt. Those two guys, those two tackles are gone. Okay. The quarterback, Thorson, he's gone. Devin Smith, an early favorite. When this whole thing was getting going, he was an early favorite on a lot of projections early on. He didn't make the cut. He's already on his way out. So not too much of a surprise there. You weren't really hearing too much about Devin Smith. All right. Hyatt and Wyatt, these two guys, they couldn't stick. They couldn't stick. So didn't show enough for the club. They got injured. They got the injury waiver and that kind of thing. So a couple of items before we get going. So Cowboys have until September 5th to get it down to the 53-man. All right. And then you get the expanded 16-man practice squad. Each week you can elevate two players. That's where the 55 comes into play. But it's still really a 53-man roster squad. Okay. So excuse me. Shout out to everybody that has joined online. I can't do this without you. It's a lot of fun. I love coming on here with you guys live in full effect. We'll go through the comments and everything like that as the conversation progresses. All right. So without further ado, guys, let's get into my final roster cuts. All right. And I will discuss all these in detail. I'm sure there'll be some conversation as far as what so-and-so isn't on here, what is going on here, you're losing your mind and this and that. I'm going off of what I'm hearing. I got my ear close to the ground here. I'm hearing a lot of rumblings on several players and that kind of thing. So getting down to it. So let's go ahead and get into my 53-man roster projection. All right, let's get into it. Go ahead and share my screen here with you. And we're going to take a look at this thing. All right. Let me full screen this for you. All right. All right, so take a look at this, guys. All right, so let's talk about the quarterbacks. All right. I'm going with 3. Dak Prescott, Andy Dalton, and Ben DiNucci. They want to develop a quarterback, okay? They always talk about develop a quarterback. Now you have a coach in here that can legitly and has legitly developed quarterbacks. So as far as putting DiNucci out there in possible waivers, he'll get scooped up. This guy has played really well, and his name has been out there, in the Twitterverse. So other scouts around the league, they are aware of him. Not wearing jerseys and not showing them and this and that is not enough to hide Ben DiNucci. So for the Cowboys, you want to develop Ben DiNucci. You got Andy Dalton on a 1-year deal. Would he come back next year? You don't know. Okay, at least you have Ben DiNucci. You can foster, mentor. He's in a really great quarterback room with the vets: Prescott, Andy Dalton, Seneca Wallace, and Tolzien. There's a lot of McCarthy quarterbacks and the coaches in that room to elevate Ben DiNucci where he could possibly, the Cowboys could feel good enough to put him backing up Dak Prescott. All right, so I want to develop this guy. Let's get to the development. That's what we want to do. Let's get to it. Okay, running backs, everybody. I'm going with 2. Zeke Elliott and Tony Pollard. All right. Where's the fullback? Where's Rico Dowdle? And that'll be the question here. And we'll get into it as we break down the numbers, because this all becomes a numbers game at the end of the day. And as far as what the Cowboys want to do for fullback and running backs, you just didn't hear enough out of the TCU running backs. You didn't hear enough where you want to keep these players over somebody else. All right. So Shaywell, as much as I liked him coming out, I just don't know if they keep him on there. Dowdle, I like him a lot. I think he has potential. Now, if they were to go 3, because there's obviously this is just my opinion, but if they do go 3, I think you got to go with Dowdle over Shaywell. All right. And then probably utilize one of your tight ends as a halfback coming out of the backfield like a Blake Bell, Dalton Schultz. All right. But if you were to go 3 deep, I would probably go Dowdle. Okay. The other guys, try to get them back on here. See if you can develop Shaywell into a fullback and see what it looks like, in year 2. Wide receivers, I'm going 5. Amari Cooper, Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, Cedric Wilson, and Noah Brown. Okay. Reports are coming out that they are going with 5. I haven't seen anything out there that they're going with 6. All right. So I'm going with the 5. These guys have pretty much clinched it up unless there's a surprise out there. Now, I will say this. If they were to go 6 deep, I think that 6-1 would be Ventel Bryant, because it gives you a little pop, a little juice there on special teams. So I'm pretty sure, Bones Fossil will be fighting for that position, that 6th position, to get Ventel Bryant. He is injured right now. We don't know the extension of that injury. Supposedly it's not that bad. He should be back in a couple of weeks. So we'll keep an eye on that one there. Okay. But for right now, I'm going with 5. Tight ends, Blake Jarwin, Dalton Schultz, Blake Bell, the Belldozer. All right. Like I said, 3 deep here. And actually, I wouldn't be surprised if they were to go 4 deep with Hikutini. He could be an option if they want to bring up another tight end, because you do have Blake Bell on a 1-year deal. Dalton Schultz coming up on his rookie contract pretty quick. So Hikutini, does have some time in the league. I think he's a 2nd-year player now. You could use him in a fullback type of role as well. So, but I think they're going with 3 tight ends. All right. Offensive lineman, I'm going with 10. Tyron Smith, Connor Williams, Joe Looney, the Gobb, Zach Martin, Lyle Collins, Brandon Knight, Connor McGovern, Tyler Biadasz, Adam Henry, and Cam Irving. All right. So we did find out that they got rid of Adam Redmond, who was a center/guard. I am hearing that they do like Adam Henry a lot there at the center position. So the reason why I'm keeping Adam Henry is because, you have a lot of, you have some good guard depth here. You got Connor McGovern can play guard, he can play center. So I think that's why they got rid of Adam Redmond. You got a little bit too much, redundancy there. Cam Irvin has some guard experience, tackle as well. But moving forward, Joe Looney's on the 1-year deal. You would have to believe that they want to go for Tyler Biadasz sometime during the season if he's ready. Definitely for year 2. Do you bring back Joe Looney next year? That's not a for sure thing. So I would like to bring Adam Henry, keep him on here to back up Biadasz for 2021, and that's part of the give and take with these roster cuts. You have to play for now, but you also have to build this roster very carefully and tactically for next year. So that's why I'm going with Adam Henry, and I think that might be a reason why they got rid of those tackles, Wyatt and Hyatt, and they got rid of Redmond. Might bode well for Adam Henry. We'll keep an eye on that one there. That's just my my opinion. Okay. Defensive line, I'm going with 10. Okay. D-Law, Everson Griffin, Alden Smith, Bradley Anai, Tyron Crawford, Tristan Hill, Antoine Woods, Dontari Poe, Neville Gallimore, and Dorrance Armstrong. All right. So 10 there. Where's Joe Jackson? Where's Rondell Carter and these other guys? For me, of those guys, I think Dorrance Armstrong still gives you more than those. Dorrance Armstrong plays with a lot of power, still developing. He's a Boise guy as well, but we don't know if that Boise State mentality is more of front office Will McClay, or was that more of a Jason Garrett kind of thing? We'll find out here pretty soon. But Dorrance Armstrong is the one that's on the cusp. All right. Now, while we're talking about defensive linemen, let's go ahead and talk about Randy Gregory. Okay, so Randy Gregory, Randy Gregory is saying that reports are coming out that you're going to hear something from. Yeah, that's right. I meant to say Kansas Jayhawks. My bad on that. Yeah, Armstrong's from Jayhawks. So what I was going to say, Randy Gregory, is supposed to come back. We should get some news by mid-September. If that's the case, and the Cowboys want to bring him, you need a sacrificial lamb. Okay, we talk about that sacrificial lamb. You will have to cut somebody to make room for Randy Gregory. If the Cowboys do in fact want him back, if he gets reinstated, you do have to have that sacrificial lamb. Would it be somebody that's barely hanging on? Would it be a Dorrance Armstrong? I think he might be one of the guys that's just barely hanging on at this point. And that's the strength of the roster. The Cowboys are building a very strong roster. We are going to lose good players. Let's look at the linebackers, all right, everybody? LVE, the Wolf Hunter. Jalen Smith, Sean Lee, Joe Thomas, Francis Bernard, and Justin March. Where's Luke Gifford? All right. Luke Gifford, they're talking about possibly IRing him again. All right, it's not good. It's not good. He's getting the injury-prone tag, unfortunately. I hate to say it, but it is what it is. All right, Luke Gifford has a little bit of Sean Lee in him. Okay, so that's what they did with Gifford last season. They IR'd him, and with the opportunity to bring him back, I think that's what they're going to do there with that. Justin March, they like him on special teams. Francis Bernard, for all intents and purposes, has locked up a position there. If Luke Gifford were healthy, and then it's not to say, maybe it still happens. Maybe they go ahead and roll with Luke Gifford and just stash him on here, depending on the severity of the injury. Justin March could still be out. All right. If Gifford does make the team, March is probably out. Okay. So keep that in mind. Let's look at my DBs. All right. Cheeto Wuze, Trayvon Diggs, Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis, Daryl Worley, Xavier Woods, Reggie Robinson, Donovan Wilson, Darian Thompson, CJ Goodwin, Clinton Dix. All right. I went deep here. I went 11 here because Mike McCarthy keeps on saying there's a theme that's going on here with Mike McCarthy and DBs. He says you cannot have enough defensive backs. So I think 10 is good, but I think we're going to go with 11 only because CJ Goodwin is healthy right now and Ventel Bryant is not. And that's why I don't have him making it here. So if Ventel Bryant was healthy, you might go Ventel Bryant and go 6 deep here. And then you might subtract Goodwin. So special teams is the name of the game here between Goodwin and Ventel Bryant. All right. So Goodwin is healthy right now. You probably go with him. And like I said, Mike McCarthy wants to go deep on the DB side. All right. As far as possible sacrificial lamb bubble players, it's going to be Clinton Dix. It just is. All right. Cowboys are not afraid to cut players that they have invested, but it's not even that much. It's $2.25 million. That doesn't, preclude them from cutting a player. So Clinton Dix, keep an eye on that. Reggie Robinson, they have already decided they're going to move him to safety. All right, so they're building some blocks here to start building up this secondary, because the question mark is still the secondary. It's a safety position again. All right. You don't feel good about Darian Thompson or Clinton Dix long term. I don't. I think Darian is good enough. Clinton Dix has bounced around, so who knows, man. So it'll be something to watch throughout the year. It'll be something that I'll be covering draft-wise. I already covered it with my first 2021 mock draft. And it'll also bring in the conversation to Earl Thomas, and Jerry Jones did not shut it down. They asked him again, and he could still be in the works, man. He really could, And obviously, Earl Thomas is probably, definitely he would be your best DB right now. I'm very impressed by Trayvon Diggs, however. I think Trayvon Diggs has something special to him, man. I love the way this guy is really showing up. Special teams, Zerline, Chris Jones, LP, Ladaseur. All right. So that's my 53, guys. Not too much of a surprise, I would say. It's just my little breakdown of of the team, where we're at right now. I tried to get this out before any more cuts come through, but the guys that they did cut, I didn't have them. I didn't have any of them making my 53, so that didn't really affect my projection right now, guys. But let me know what you guys think about this. Let's take some questions here, guys. Let's take some questions. Let me scroll through here real quick, guys, and take a look at some comments and questions. Let's see what we got here. Lavelle, cat mode. Yes, sir. You know how we do it. Yeah. Liz is a really good spot for caps. Hatland.com is where I got this one. I love it, man. They got some really unique caps out there. Let's see what we got here. Ryan Doyle. I heard another Cowboys YouTube channel guy mention something about David Irving returning. Have you heard anything about this? That is called fake news, as I would say. David Irving has no intentions of returning to the NFL, let alone the Cowboys. If he were to return to the NFL, it wouldn't be with the Cowboys. He's a free agent. The Cowboys don't have any rights to him anymore. He finished his contract. Cowboys didn't bring him back. So he would be a free agent. And he's in California right now, Las Vegas, California. If he were to come back to the NFL, I would imagine it would be a West Coast team, one of these guys. But it's too bad, man. He had a lot of potential, there. Let's see what we got here. Joel Beasley, Varsum Barney made comments on his show. Hyatt, Redmond, Smith going to Giants. Yeah, that's the first thing I thought too. Adam Redmond. I know Garrett loved them, and those guys, they need offensive line help, but it is what it is. I think the same thing too, man. The lunatic in the house. Appreciate you, brother. Go Cowboys. Mitch Hyatt with the ACL. Yeah. That's where the injury waiver came into effect. That's why he's no longer here. I heard Shaywo did more running back than fullback in camp, so we've never really had a fullback. Yeah, heard the same thing. So fullback, at least for this season, guys, doesn't look like we'll have a true fullback. We let go of Alawale, brought in Shaywo from TCU. They could develop, and it's not to say that maybe he does sneak on here. This is just my kind of what I'm hearing, kind of how I feel the roster is shaping up. Going with the best players. That's why I still think if they were to go with 3 running backs, whatever the configuration is, you can take from one of these other groups and go shorter somewhere else. If you don't want DiNucci, you can add another tight end. You could add another running back. But for me, I want to see what McCarthy can do in developing DiNucci. All right. But if you were to get a third running back in here, for me, I would want Rico Dowdle. Really showed up really well. Really, past my expectations. I wasn't sure how good he would do. He has an injury history there from South Carolina. And Dane Brugler mentioned that in his draft guide. If he could get over those injuries, he could stick around with somebody. So hopefully they'll be able to sneak him on through waivers, man. I don't know, man. Rico Dowdle, he might be one of those guys that ends up somewhere else, but we'll see. Hope to go 6 at wide receiver. Yeah, it's definitely a possibility, man. Ventel Bryant brings you special teams. We still got to give love to special teams. We got to give the tools for Coach Fossil. We know he's a good coach in that regard, but you still got to have the guys to go out there and execute his style. And Ventel Bryant, I think, fits that really well. So, it wouldn't surprise me if they go 6 deep and Ventel is that guy. It wouldn't surprise me at all. All right. So let's keep that in mind. But I think for wide receivers, that's the cutoff. I think it's, Cedric Wilson, Noah Brown. If you go 6 person, I think the final one would be Ventel. The other guys, I don't believe they have a shot at it. John Vay, Aaron Parker. I think these guys are more practice squad type of guys. I would love to get Aaron Parker on the practice squad. I think he has a lot of potential. All right. See what else we got in here, guys. Appreciate everybody here in the chat box. Everybody joining us live here for my final 53-man edition. Let's see what we got here. Linebacker depth, scary. It is. It really is. And I'll tell you what, guys. There's a reason why the Cowboys were looking at linebacker in the draft. Okay, they brought in the LSU linebacker. They brought in Murray from Oklahoma. They were looking at linebackers for a reason. If some of their players were wiped out, Caleb on Chason, these other wide receivers that were starting to drop. And obviously, we got CeeDee Lamb, but if a lot of these guys didn't make it to the Cowboys, linebacker was in the conversation. And you're kind of seeing why. Sean Lee, he can't stay healthy. Okay, he just is. He's old, and it's the same thing. Hamstrings and old. You got a lot of 1-year guys on the team right now. Joe Thomas, Justin March, Gifford can't stay healthy. He's getting the injury prone tag. Sorry, but it is what it is. He's getting dinged up too easily. Francis Bernard is the one ray of bright light. Okay, I like Francis Bernard, but I think, looking to 2021, I wouldn't be surprised if we start talking about the 30-man visits, linebacker, okay, could be in the conversation. Nah, we're not going to get linebacker. We got LVE, Jen Smith. Forget about that because they had interest. Okay, guys, they had interest in these linebackers for a reason. So keep that in mind. Obviously that's way ahead of time, but I do agree with you, DeGuru. Linebacker depth a little scary. If something were to happen, if LVE has something, a relapse with the neck, Jalen Smith, that's an area that can go really thin, really quick. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Gifford always hurt. Another Charles Tapper. Yeah, that's unfortunate. At least Gifford can play though. Charles Tapper, he couldn't even play. But yeah, he's on that same career path. Like, come on, man. Like, I really like Gifford, man. I think he's a really good player, but man, he can't stay healthy. It's frustrating. If you're not on the field, you can't help the team, right? That's what it is. All right. I can't believe we're still talking about Randy Gregory. Turn the page already. We're beating a dead horse on that one. I mean, it is what it is. He is under the contract of the Cowboys. Jerry Jones loves the player, so it is what it is. He can come in here and give you a boost, an attacking quarterback. I'm not going to say no to that myself. Now, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's where I'm at with Randy Gregory. I'm kind of with everybody else on this. It's more icing on the cake. The defense is already pretty stacked on the line. But, man, if you get him in there, that is pretty awesome, though. You have to admit that. Possible bubble player. Does Sean Lee get cut, guys? Do you feel that let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat. Do you think Sean Lee is a bubble player? Could he be one of these surprise cuts? We're talking about Clinton Dix being possible surprise cut. Sean Lee, why not? Right? I mean, it's possible. He's hurt again. This is a new regime, but McCarthy likes him a lot, and he kind of gave him some good remarks. So this will be one to watch. But could he be on the bubble? He could be. Of any year before, this is the year where you're kind of thinking this is kind of the end of the line here for Lee. Could he? If the fact that he's in the conversation of a bubble player, I mean that just says it. That just says it right there. That linebacker, we need to replenish it. You got to stay strong there. We can't rely on just the two guys, OVE and Jalen Smith. Yeah, you got to have some players there. This is serious. Yeah, you know how we do it, April. Appreciate you. Yeah, everybody hit the like button, man. If you're watching this and you're enjoying this content as we've been covering the Cowboys all off season, hit like on this video for me, guys. I appreciate you. I really do like that. Yeah, Sean Lee. Yeah, we talked about that. Clinton Dix surprise cut. Yeah, we talked about that there. What if Schultz gets cut? I don't. I mean, it could. It's a possibility, but from what I'm hearing, he's actually number 2 behind Jarwin. They really like how he has come along, catching the ball and blocking. He's really kind of developing himself into a well-rounded tight end, which is what you want to see from a 4th rounder. With Dalton Schultz out of Stanford, 4th round pick. You want to see that career arc to go up and improve. So that would be a surprise if they did cut him. That would surprise me, honestly, just on everything we're hearing about him. Okay. Trevor. I think you mean Trayvon, right? Trayvon Diggs. Yeah, Trayvon Diggs, hell of a competitor. Looking the part, man. All-star Diggs alongside Wuze and Brown. Yeah, that could be the that could be it, man. That could be what it looks like against the Rams because Jordan Lewis is not going to be ready. Okay. McCarthy said that it looks like a Wuze will be back way before Lewis. Lewis is dealing with a high ankle sprain. Those take 4 to 6 weeks just to recover. So he's probably a few weeks out. That probably shifts Anthony Brown to the slot. Let's roll with Trayvon Diggs. Let's rock and roll. Let's rock and roll. Let's do it. Let's do it. Izzy Prado, appreciate you, brother. Gonna be the surprise, Joe. Why do you think otherwise? No, yeah. I mean, no, that wouldn't surprise me, Izzy. If that it really wouldn't. If Clinton Dix is on the bubble and doesn't make it, doesn't surprise me. The Cowboys have done it before. We just as fans, you got to get over the fact that he was a former 1st round pick. The association with McCarthy at Green Bay. McCarthy let him go. We got to remember that, So he didn't keep him. he bounced around after that. So not hating on the player, but just, you're just looking at his career, where he's been and how he has performed. Darian Thompson outperforming him is not a good thing, as far as long term, I just have a feeling that if they don't make any other moves at safety, this will be the main topic for draft time. I guarantee you. And defensive lineman. If they don't bring back Griffin or Alden Smith, if they don't get an extension, those 2 spots I think are going to be in play for your top picks. Safety and D-line, baby. Lavelle, any word if the Cowboys are interested in any other cuts from other teams besides Earl Thomas? They are, but they're not revealing it. Especially right now, McCarthy, everything is shrouded in mystery, okay? Kind of taking a page out of Bill Belichick's, guide. And really, this is something that McCarthy has done as well. This is not something new. He's always kind of been ambiguous about the injury reports and this kind of thing. So these kinds of coaches, they're very crafty, as far as giving information out. Like, we're not hearing the full story on Amari Cooper for a reason. Maybe there's nothing, maybe there's something, but McCarthy's not really giving you anything to run with. It's just a lot of speculation. So that's good for us. Don't let it out. Let's all keep it in house, keep it a secret. So I'm pretty sure that they are interested and they're keeping their eyes on the waiver wire. We'll see what comes across. For me, I'm looking for on the waiver wire. I'm looking for offensive tackles, and I'm maybe looking for linebacker depth. Okay, we just talked about linebacker. I feel like we can get better there on the bottom side of it. If we can, go for it. Offensive tackle, Cam Irving. I don't want to see him on the field, man. Too many penalties, just not very good. Okay, Brandon Knight. He might be serviceable for a couple snaps, but you don't want Brandon Knight and Irving to start for a couple of games, man. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Everybody, knock on wood. Yeah, this is a great one here. Nick White. They could use Schultz or Blake Bell at fullback. And I think that's what the plan is going to be. Especially if they don't go with Shawo at fullback. They're going to use these guys in a halfback type of role where they're like a fullback / running back. Come out, they can block for Zeke, Tony Pollard. You can throw the ball to them in the flat, red zone threat. Nobody's paying attention to them. That's how you sneak into the end zone. That's how you can create some easy, quick touchdowns in the red zone. All right. These types of players that they're not paying attention to. And all of these guys can catch. They can all catch. Dalton Schultz, Blake Bell, Jarwin, they can all catch. The better blockers, Blake Bell and Schultz. They do block better than Jarwin. But Jarwin, you are hearing reports that he has improved his blocking as well. So that's good. Blake Jarwin becoming a well-rounded tight end. I'm excited to see what he can do for us this season. Any news on Lewis? Lewis is still injured. We just covered that there just a second ago. High ankle sprain. Those take 4 to 6 weeks to recover. He's not going to be ready for the Rams game. That's why we're kind of looking at Cheeto. Let's hope he can get back. Cheeto, Trevon Diggs, Anthony Brown in the slot. Hopefully. All right. You also have Daryl Worley. If Cheeto's not ready, it could be Worley and Trevon Diggs. All right. Either way, I think Trevon Diggs is on his way to start week 1, guys. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat box. Do you think that Trevon Diggs is your day 1 cornerback? At least one of them. Him and whoever else is healthy on the other side. Is that how you guys feel about it? I think that's where we're at with Trevon Diggs right now, and that's really awesome. Surprise cut, Antoine Woods. Yeah. You are kind of hearing that Hamilton is actually looking pretty good, right? So that would be interesting, and I wouldn't hate it. I really wouldn't. Antoine Woods, he makes plays here and there, but then he disappears. I don't know if Leon Lett and Tom Sula can elevate his game and make him show up some more, but we've seen him already. He's peaked. We've already seen the peak of Antoine Woods. He is what he is. So yeah, if they go with Hamilton over Woods, that wouldn't be a surprise to me. But I wouldn't be mad at it either. Why does Noah Brown keep stealing our roster spot? What are we missing? Yeah, he keeps on fighting onto the roster. It is pretty amazing, but it also kind of, to me, it's also the story of the camp all-stars, right? Because we've seen him, do some plays before, and he sneaks onto the roster, and then a quick injury, and he's gone for the rest of the year. So it might be part of the reason why they go 6 deep, possibly. We'll see. Hopefully he's the real deal. Okay, we need him to be. Yeah, I agree. Aaron Parker is dope, but we don't have room. Yeah, I agree, man. Aaron Parker really had a good little camp there. So let's not talk too much about him. Let's try to sneak him onto the practice squad, okay? Shh. Yeah, Sharon Parker. Let's get him back on that practice squad, baby. Francis Bernard, baby. Yes. He's making this team, dude. The Lions mane. He looks the part. He just has that look, that swagger to him. you know the limitations with the speed, but you're not relying on him to be a speed linebacker. Let him sit in the zone, let him sit there, attack that middle there, get in the box, right? He's a box player, a box linebacker really is what he is, and he'll hit you. He's a vicious hitter, man. I like that about him. Yeah. Let's see what else we got in here, guys. Yeah, Alawale opted out due to COVID. Yeah, so now what that means for Alawale is for him to come back next season, he has to pay back that money. Basically, opting out is like a loan. They come back, they have to pay that money back. Okay, it's not really a free ride. It's almost like they're getting the money fronted for them, but they got to pay it back. So let's see what else we got here. Alawale. Yeah, Maurice Kennedy. Yeah, he opted out as well. Any way at all that Aaron Parker makes the team, yeah, that would be a surprise make. He would really need to be somebody he would really need to be somebody that knocks out like a Noah Brown, or if they go 6 deep, and we really haven't seen what his contribution on special teams has been, because they didn't really show any of that to us in camp. They didn't show too much of the special teams, if we're being honest. So that's a little bit of a question mark. I would be surprised though, only because we didn't see coverage of special teams. What was his contribution of Aaron Parker? So we'll see what we have there. You have CJ Goodwin. Yeah, I had CJ Goodwin only because Vince O'Brien is banged up right now. If Vince O'Brien was not banged up right now, I would take Ventel over CJ Goodwin. So because you gotta have that guy. You gotta have that special teams ace, right? We cannot ignore special teams. Randy Gregory, give me a weapon to attack the opposing quarterback. Absolutely, the lunatic. I agree, man. If we get him, good. If we don't, okay. That's just what it is. So it'll be nice. It would be a luxury. I mean, it would really be awesome, man. I mean, just that pass rush would just be incredible. It would be incredible. Let's see what else we got here. Comment box. I appreciate everybody that has joined live. I appreciate all you guys. Keep the comments and questions coming. We'll keep scrolling through these. I'll get through them. You guys are awesome, man. Let's see what we got here. I like this. Nick White. Diggs will be up for Rookie of the Year. Wouldn't that be something? It's a pretty deep defensive class, You got Chase Young, the number 1 overall. Is he going to be a bust? We'll see what happens there. I mean, he was a top pick, right? Chase Young. We'll see what happens with him. The Redskins, they're talking him up like he's the end-all, be-all of defensive ends. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not afraid of it, man. Yeah, but man, yeah, if he plays like he plays, man, and attacks the ball, yeah, he's gonna have a hell of a season. The lunatic. Running back coach Skip Pete was with the Rams last year. How much can he help us recognizing Sean McVay's play calling tendencies? That's a good one. Could come into play, right? Could come into play with the running scheme, and it could come into play as far as recognizing some plays. So that's a good low key observation. The lunatic, very good, very good. I do like that. So we'll keep an eye on that. But even if we didn't, we're still going to get after these guys. They don't have the best offensive line. Cooper Kupp already banged up. Smack him around a little bit. He'll be out of the game. We'll see. They do have the rookie Jefferson. He's pretty good, but he's a rookie. And, we'll see how it plays out, man. The battle is going to be in the trenches, right? That Aaron Donald, that defensive line versus our offensive line, that's going to be where the battle's at. I think we have a better shot this year than we did the first time or the last time, we played them. I think we'll play a lot better. Appreciate the super chat, brother. Appreciate your show tonight about the 53-man roster. Yes, thank you very much. Appreciate that, guys. Appreciate that. Let's go through it again real quick, guys. If anybody's catching on here late, I'll scroll through this. So Prescott, and we got 3 quarterbacks. DiNucci I have making it 2 running backs. I'm going with the 5 receivers. Cedric Wilson, Noah Brown. Like I said, Vento still could be in play for the 6th receiver. 3 deep at tight end. Jarwin, Schultz, Bell. If they go 4, I think your 4th one would be Hikatini. That's the cutoff there. If they go 4, it's probably Hikatini as the 4th one, but you got to go short somewhere else. Offensive line, pretty much status quo. You know, a lot of guys here. The one guy that I do have sneaking on here is Adam Henry, backup center, and this is more of a depth purpose for the future. You know, between him, Biadish, and Joe Looney. Okay, so you're playing for now, but you're also building this roster for the future, right? Defensive line, most notable players missing here. Obviously, Joe Jackson. I don't have it. I think he didn't do enough here to beat out these guys. But if it were to come down to him and Dorrance, you never know. But you just didn't really hear much about Dorrance and Joe Jackson. They did show him standing up, as a pass rushing type scenarios and that kind of thing. But no preseason really hurt some of these guys, obviously. And this is around the league, not just the Cowboys. Linebackers, talked about Gifford being injured. They're talking about short-term IR for him again. So that's why I have just some March making it here. But don't be surprised if they do keep Gifford. If they do keep Gifford, despite being banged up, I think March will be the guy that doesn't make it. Okay. DB's most notable keeper is CJ Gohan. This is strictly for some depth, obviously, because Mike McCarthy likes DBs. He's come out and said it a couple times already, and most recently today. And CJ Goodwin is one of these special teams aces. Plays really good. I don't think you want to lose him, especially with Vento Bryant being banged up. You need at least one of those guys. CJ Goodwin, I think, sneaks on here. Clinton Dix, bubble player, possible sacrificial lamb if they want to make a play for somebody, a certain somebody, you know what I'm saying? So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that. And I think actually, guys, for the whole Earl Thomas talk, I think not only the Cowboys, but other teams are gonna see where their roster's at, and then they may make a play for Earl Thomas. Could be the Cowboys, could be the 49ers, could be the Chiefs, could be the Buccaneers. Those are the teams that I'm hearing that are still in play. We'll see what happens. All right. I'll see what happens. Reggie Robinson will be on the field starting ahead of Thompson safety mid-season. That's called a bold prediction by Gerald Beasley. Okay, I like it. Hopefully, 4th-round pick. Reggie Robinson caught on there at the end there in Tulsa, made a lot of interceptions. He's a special teamers guy too. Let's not forget about that. So let's see where he's at, man. Opportunities, all he needs is an opportunity. So we'll see, man. We'll see where Reggie Robinson is at. They moved him to safety officially. So Rondo, Carter, and Hamilton make it. What do you think? Rondo Carter could be a surprise keeper if they don't keep Dorrance Armstrong. I think that's where the battle is at. Dorrance Armstrong, Joe Jackson, Rondo Carter. Okay. But for me right now, the experience and things like that, I'm going with Dorrance for right now. But I wouldn't be surprised if they did keep Rondo Carter. This is Mike McCarthy's – these are his guys now, right? So he may prefer his own guys. He may prefer a Rondo Carter over Dorrance Armstrong, Joe Jackson. Okay? Got to stay hydrated, everybody. Everybody staying hydrated with this crazy heat. It's hot as hell here in Texas, man. I'm telling you. You could cook eggs outside. Leave your pan outside, crack an egg. You can literally make eggs in a pot here in a pan in Texas right now. Right? Hamilton is an interesting one, man. I think he's played really well. He could he could bounce Antoine Woods, to be honest, to be real. So let's see that. That'll be interesting to see what happens there. Armstrong sticks until 94 reinstated. Yeah, possibly. We talk about needing a sacrificial lamb. It happens every year, whether a Cowboy is suspended or coming back or whatever. You always got to have that low-hanging fruit, your sacrificial lamb. Could it be Dorrance Armstrong? Could be. Could it be Clinton Dix? We'll see. Could it be a 6 receiver if they go 6 deep? So we'll see. Excuse me. The lunatic should come on the show with you. Yeah. If the lunatic is not camera shy, maybe we can get him on here. What do you think, the lunatic? Let me know, buddy. I'm not against it. The lunatic is a very well-versed Cowboys fan, loyal subscriber. I do appreciate the lunatic. Very good. Haha getting cut. Possibly. Lamb Rookie of the Year. Yeah. He could be, right? You got Jerry Jeudy. You got, who else is a top end? Jerry Jeudy. Whoever the competition comes, it's not going to be Jalen Reagor. Forget about that guy, man. The Eagles, they don't know how to draft, right? I mean, not to throw shade on Reagor. I liked them in college, but landing with the Eagles, you are now the enemy, okay? So we'll see, man. We'll see how it shapes up, man. Dallas Cowboy fan 1980 in the house. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. I checked you out today as well, man. Good stuff, bro. Good stuff. Do you think special teams Bones Fossil will help turn the unit into a force? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, I do. You can only go up, right? The Cowboys were dead last year on special teams, 32 in the NFL. It's awful. Embarrassing. I don't know. I mean, it's just really bad, just the way the Cowboys were for so many years under Jason Garrett. Man, how did we do it as fans? We stick through it, though, We are the most loyal fans in the world. I don't care what anybody says. All right? Cowboys fans are the best fans in the world. We stick with these guys through thick and thin. But, yeah, I think they will be a lot better on special teams. Appreciate the question. Waiting for Chase Young sack Wentz out for 6 weeks. Just watch. Yeah. And honestly, what's crazy about Carson Wentz? He reminds me so much of, what was that other injury-prone quarterback that the Eagles had? He played with Minnesota. He was the Oklahoma quarterback. What was his name? You remember who I'm talking about? He was always injury-prone. Same body build. Thin legs, small, under the weight. They were just so injured. Like, they would get injured on non-contact, So I wouldn't even be surprised if Wentz got hurt just, on a 7-step drop. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. But who cares about the Eagles, right? It's all about the Cowboys, baby. You know what I mean? Appreciate you guys. Everybody in the chat box, awesome. Love coming on here, talking with you guys. Comments, questions, keep them coming. Dallas Cowboys fan 1980, Earl Thomas. Yeah. Still in everybody's mind. Still in the conversation. He's still out there. I think with Earl Thomas, though, like I said, all these teams making decisions on the roster, I think he will get somebody to come on. Okay, here's the roster. Let's go get him. Let's go get Earl Thomas. So somebody will probably sign him here in the next couple of days, maybe by the weekend, Could it be the Cowboys? We'll see. We'll see what we got. Yeah. Yeah, Reagor is already hurt. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Let's see what else we got here. We got to meet up buying some new Cowboys gear and try and spread the number 6 season love. Absolutely, the lunatic. You know how we do it, man. Sam Bradford, that's the guy. Yeah, Carson Wentz is exactly like Sam Bradford, bro, and he's a clone. They cannot stay healthy, and I feel like they're the same player. They're the exact same player. They're okay. They're adequate quarterbacks, but they can't stay healthy. That's what Wentz is. The whole conversation of Wentz being better than Prescott is delusional. It's delusional. He just isn't better. He's not better than Dak. It's not even close, man. Let's see what else we got going on here in the comments, guys. Appreciate everybody that's joined live. I like this. Lamb Rigger, CD's nuts. Yeah, I think that's what CD's going to be telling the Darius Slay and those guys, right? I can't wait for that. We're going to have those guys on their heels. I can't wait, man. I can't wait to play the Eagles, bro. I can't wait for that. I'm all about the NFC battles, baby. Those are fun games, man. I think we're going to punch a bunch of people in the mouth this year, though. No mercy. Okay, no more close games. Garrett always played to win on the last drive, right? Always had to be in position for the final field goal, and your kicker was not reliable. We can't rely on that, you know. Let's keep our foot, pedal to the metal. You got the weapons, and don't let up. Don't let up defensively either. That was one thing that drove me crazy with the Cowboys. Offense would go out there and do their thing. Defense would come out there and do a quick give up on a touchdown and keep the opposing team in the game. I hate that crap. Let's hope that is a culture thing that has changed as well. If the offense does their thing, defense get on there, 3 and out, get the offense out there again and keep stacking up the points, right? That's what we want. That's what I want. That's what we should all want, everybody. No more close games. Obviously, there will be close games. We can't blow out everybody. But for each game, being within a couple of points, game in and game out, like it was with Garrett, that is just it was not good. It just didn't give you enough confidence that the Cowboys would be able to make a legitimate run, right? Yeah, guys. But I think that's where we're at, guys. Appreciate everybody that had joined here live. The comments, super chats. Appreciate everybody. Thanks for checking out my 53-man roster projection. We'll see how wrong it is here in a couple of days. Okay, maybe it's going to be right somewhere in between. But either way, guys, either way, the Cowboys are in great shape, guys. We have a really good core of players here on defense. You got some good leaders, got good veteran leadership there. Everson Griffin, DeMarcus Lawrence. That middle of the defense is a lot more. It should be stifling now with Don Terry Poe plugging it up, 346 pounds of meat. The Baconator, like we talk about, right? Tristan Hill, will he carry his training camp work ethic into the regular season? We'll find out. Hopefully he will. If he does, we're in great shape. We did hear that he was giving Zach Martin some fits, right? That's good. If he's giving Zach Martin some problems here and there, that's awesome because we know that Zach Martin is the go-to-goats. 1A, 1B, Quentin Nelson, Zach Martin. Those are the two go-to-goats at guard. Both of them, Notre Dame, baby. You know how we do it. We keep chugging out these badass offensive linemen. But that's where we're at, guys. I do appreciate it. We will come back here. Let me see what we got. Today is Wednesday, hump day. Happy hump day to all you guys. I'll see if I can get something together on Thursday. Definitely will have something for you guys on Friday. And come back here. Sunday, we'll be doing a post-roster edition of the Frisco Report. So we'll do that on Sunday. We may do it in the afternoon, early evening, something like that. So make sure you check back Sunday on that. I myself, like I said, I'll see if I can come back here on Friday, either live or I will have a fully produced video. Okay, I got a couple things working on in the can that I'm working on, editing and that kind of thing. Lots of great content coming to you guys. Shout out to all you guys. Cat mode for all you guys. All right. Make sure you guys stay healthy, stay good, And everybody have a good one. All right, everybody. Hit like before you head out here. I do appreciate it. If you catch it on the replay, hit like, hit some comments in there. Do appreciate you guys. Peace, everybody.